Most people we're going to stumble across on the street, maybe some family members, they're going to look at you and tell you, what is the point of spending so much money on fragrances? But this week we're going to discuss how important it actually is to smell good. Welcome back to the channel. I am Tony Aromas, and this week I really want to dive into the importance of spending money on fragrances, aka investing in fragrances. And I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I actually think it is super important to invest in fragrances. Now, I do want to preface this video by saying that by no means I am saying that you guys need to go out there and spend thousands of dollars on fragrances. There are definitely some really solid budget options out there that you can buy, but I do think it is pretty important to have a small budget aside for fragrances and other hygiene products. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be an investment for yourself and it's going to be an investment for your image. So let's get down into the list. And number 1 is the most obvious one, but it is going to show that you have a great hygiene. Now, obviously, you're going to have to take care of other things. Fragrance alone is not enough to take care of your whole hygiene routine. But of course, if you smell good, that's going to be a plus. Now, don't forget to shave, don't forget to shower, don't forget to do the other things that you need to do. But right off the bat, people are going to respect you more if they see that you have a really good hygiene, and fragrance plays a huge role in that. The second reason it is that it's going to give you a confidence boost. I don't know about you guys, but once I spray my fragrance on, my confidence just goes through the roof. Knowing that I'm going to be the best smelling person anywhere I go just kind of gives me like this aura feel, like I'm like feeling pretty good about myself. Now, of course, if you're struggling a little bit with your self-esteem and your confidence, you're still going to have to do the internal work to make sure that you kind of slowly grow your self-esteem and grow your confidence. But basically, using a fragrance can really help you get to that next step. Reason number 3 is it allows you to have your own self-expression. The type of fragrances you wear can say a lot about what type of person you are. It's very similar to how the way you dress can say a lot about your personality. Fragrances can do the same thing. And I think this plays into your own unique qualities, and it can really set you apart from the rest of the people. And it can also make you feel good in a way because you're expressing yourself. You're showing what you like. You're showing your background. You're showing, fragrances have history sometimes. So, the fragrance that you wear might be indicative of where you came from, things that you've been through. And I think that is super important, especially in a world that sometimes we have things coming from every direction. Setting yourself apart by the way you dress, or in this case the fragrance that you wear, is super important to set you apart. Number 4 is fragrances are a great conversation starter. You have no idea how many times I've been somewhere and my fragrance, the way I smell, it's what sparks up the conversation. Maybe they compliment me on the fragrance or they ask me what I'm wearing, and the conversation kind of just flows through there. Now, pretty much in life, everything is about who you know, so you never know who you might run into that happens to talk about fragrances. Maybe they're a fragrance fanatic themselves, or they're into fragrances or whatever, and you guys spark up a conversation and you never know what other doors that might open. So I simply think that it is a great way to make connections. If you smell good, you never know who you might meet. Number 5 is that you become way more memorable to people. Now think about the fact that most people around you probably aren't wearing fragrances, and if they wear fragrances, they're probably wearing something basic that probably most people don't even notice. But if you wear a fragrance that leaves an impression on somebody, they're pretty much never gonna forget you, or it's gonna be way harder for them to forget you. They might not remember your name, but they're definitely gonna remember the way you smelled. Now, I think that the fact that you become memorable can be super important to create opportunities. Think about it this way, right? Let's say that you're a salesperson and you're looking to sell a product to somebody, right? You go through your whole pitch, and something that they were able to remember from you is the fact that you smelled really good. Now, let's say that even if you make the sale that one time, they might remember to buy from you again in the future because of your scent. They're like, oh, what about that one guy that smelled really good, right? Or they might simply refer you to other people because you are memorable, because you had that something different that nobody else had, right? They were like, oh yeah, that one person that smelled really good. Yeah, oh, actually, I know a guy. He actually smelled really good. You should go check him out. You should buy that product from him. And now you were able to be in people's heads more often, and therefore it can create more opportunities for you. Now, those are my reasons why I think that smelling good and investing in fragrances is really important. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, please drop a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and make sure to follow Tony Aromas for more.